Vidya Marwaliadda. So today is the second day of our LaTeX series. So today I'm going to work with you. Okay, so in the first week we talk about fundamentals of LaTeX, and today we're going to talk about we will be working on a report. Okay, so that means today we're going to write a research article. Okay, so let's see. So this is the article today I'm going to work with you. Okay, I think you have it right now because this is in Google Classroom. Okay, so this is the article today I'm going to work with you guys. So this is a complete mathematic article. Okay, so this article contains abstract, introductions, and some sections. Okay, so finally it has these references. Okay, so okay, you can't see me. Okay, let me. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do today. So today I'm gonna tell you how to set up this type of article. Okay, so okay. Okay, so now you can see me. Okay. All right. So today I'm gonna tell you how to set up this type of article. Okay, so before moving on to our work, let me show you our work plan. Okay, so this is our work plan. First, I'll give you brief introduction about LaTeX and article writing. Then I'm going to explain main sections of an article. After that, I'm going to tell you theorem environment. So this is very important for mathematics students because if you look at a mathematical article, you can see it contains so many theorems, definitions, propositions. So for that, we must have knowledge about this theorem environment. Okay, so after that, I'm going to talk about citations and references. Then I'm going to talk about the bibliography. This one is also very important for write any type of article. Finally, I'm going to talk about BibTeX and citation management. Okay, so this is our work plan. So I try my best to explain each and everything clearly. Okay, so let's move on. So this is the introduction. As you already know, LaTeX is a great tool to create documents and articles. When you are using LaTeX, we only have to focus on the content of our document. We don't need to worry about the formatting part because computer will take care of the formatting. So we only need to focus on our content. Okay, so LaTeX is a great typesetting tool. When we are using LaTeX, we no need to worry about the numbers of section, figures, and tables. And LaTeX has great reference management. And by using LaTeX, we can write beautiful mathematical equation. Okay. And this LaTeX has bibliography support and reference tracking. Okay, so with LaTeX, we can create professional look article. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you how to write your first article. Okay, so before moving on to that, you guys need to do one thing. I have already shared a LaTeX document with you guys. Okay, so it is in Google Classroom. You need to log in your Overleaf account and open that LaTeX document. Okay, so since today we're going to work with that article, it might be helpful if you have it with you. So please log into your Overleaf account and open that LaTeX document. I'll give you a few seconds, okay? Okay, I think you have it right now. So this is how it looks like. This is our article. On the left-hand side, we can see there are so many codes. And on the right, in the right-hand side, we get what it produces. Okay, so this is our article. So this is the article today we're gonna create. Okay, so to create this type of article, we're gonna need these codes. Okay, so let's focus on this code. So this left hand side contain so many codes: document class, use packages, new command, and this theorem environment, new theorem command. And we start our document by giving this begin document command. And our body of our document contain title, environment, and abstract, some sections. And finally you can see it has end document. Whatever you need to write in your document must include in between this begin document and end document. Okay, so my first question is, how do you set up this type of document? Okay, so if you have any question, please use the chat box. Okay. Okay, so when we gonna talk about the setup of this document, first we need to focus on the document class and document preamble. Okay, okay guys, now I'm gonna work with this, so I ask you to follow along with me. Okay, so now I'm gonna create new LaTeX project. Okay, so I'm gonna create new LaTeX project. I'm gonna click blank project, and I'm gonna name it as my first LaTeX project. Okay, so I'm going to create it. And it looks like this. I'm going to erase all of these things because I won't work with you. Okay, so let's see setup of this document. Okay, so I'm going to sketch the setup. So first I need to talk about document class. Then I need to talk about document preamble. I think you're familiar with this word because we talked about this last week. Okay, document preamble. Okay, so everything we write before begin document called as document preamble. So this document preamble contain packages we're going to include for this article and custom commands and theorem environment. Sometimes title information is also included in this document preamble, but in this situation we include this title information after beginning our document. Okay, so this situation, our document preamble contains packages we're going to include for this document and custom commands and theorem environment. So in document preamble, first I need to talk about packages. Packages you include. Okay, then I need to talk about custom command. After that, I'm going to explain theorem environment. Okay, so this is all about document preamble. So after that, I'm going to create my document by giving this command begin document. Okay, so now I'm going to create my document by giving the command begin document. Okay, so this begin document means start your document. And end document means end the document. Okay, so whatever you need to write in your document must include in between this begin document and end document. Okay, so let's try to construct the body of our document. Okay, so first I must include title information. Okay, after that I should include abstract. Then I can include some sections. Finally, I'm going to include references. Okay, so this is the sketch of our document. Okay, so now I'm going to explain each and everything Okay, so first I'm going to start with this document class. Okay, so you can see this article, our document class is article. So what is the idea of document class? The idea of document class, it says what type of document you want to make. Since in this situation, we want to write an article. Therefore, we use our document class article. Okay, so this is document class. There are so many classes: book, article, letter, beamer. So if you want to write an article, then our document class gonna be an article. If you want to write a letter, then our document class gonna be a letter. If you want to write a presentation, then our document class gonna be a beamer. Okay, so in this situation, I want to write an article. Therefore, my document class gonna be a article. Okay, so I'm gonna create my document class by giving command document class. Okay, so I want to create article, therefore my document class going to be a article. Okay, so now I'm going to do a simple example. So let's write, this is my first LaTeX document. This is a simple example with no packages included. Okay, so this is my first LaTeX document, and this is a simple example with no packages included. Since I didn't use any packages, I write it like this. Okay, so let's run this code. Let's see how it looks like. See, it looks like this. Let's say I want to write a letter, then I'm going to change my document class as a letter. I'm going to compile this. See, it looks like this. Since I want to write an article, I'm going to change this as an article. Okay. So this document class says what type of document you want to make. It says okay, so if you look at our article, this document class contains two parameters, actually two arguments. First one is in square bracket and second one is in curly bracket. So what is this square bracket and what is this curly bracket? Actually, we use this curly bracket to write required argument, and we use this square bracket to write optional arguments. So this article is our required parameter. And so this document class command says this document sets up your document as an article with 10-point font size. Okay, so now I'm gonna add this to my document. 10 point. Okay, I'm going to compile it. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, so this says this document sets up your document as an article with 10-point font size. So this is our required argument and this is our optional argument. Okay, so that's all about document class. Let's move on to document preamble. As I said earlier, what we write before begin document called as document preamble. Okay, so this document preamble contain packages we're going to include to write this article and custom commands and theorem environment. Okay, so first focus on the packages. Okay, so this article contain these packages: AMS fonts, AMS math, AMS theorem, AMS sim, math RSFS, NetBeep package, truncate package, and geometry package. To create this type of document, we're gonna need these packages. So because the template of this document created by these packages. Okay, so first talk about this AMS font package. And also to apply these packages to our document, we use this code use package. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about AMS font package. So I'm going to apply this package to my document by using use package command, AMS fonts. Okay, so this AMS meaning is American Mathematical Society. Okay, so this AMS fonts package provides fonts to our document. Okay, this provide fonts. Since we are working with a mathematical article, we're going to need different fonts. We want to write italic letters, we want to write bold letters. So by using this package, we can write all of these letters. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about AMS math package. So I'm going to apply this package to my document by using use package command. Okay, AMS math package. This AMS math package provides mathematics environment to your document. Okay, so this provide mathematics environment. Okay, let's say I don't have this package. Okay, now I don't have this package in my article. Okay, so I'm going to run this code. Let's say I want to write dfrac and I'm going to compile it. Let's see how it looks like. See, this is not what I want and there is an error. Okay, so let's apply this package to my document and let's run this code. See, this is what I want to write. So this package provide mathematics environment to my document. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about AMS theorem package. Okay, so I apply this package by using use package command. Okay, so this package provides theorem environment to your document. Okay. Okay, so this package provides theorem environment to your document. Today we're going to work with the mathematics articles. Therefore, we want to write lots of theorems, preposition, corollaries, examples. Therefore, we're going to need this package. Okay. So then I'm going to talk about AMS sim package. This package provides symbols to our document. So to write an article, we're going to need so many symbols. So this package provides symbols to our document. Okay, so let's move on. Then I'm going to talk about math RSFS package. Okay, use package math RSFS. Actually, this package provides extra font to our document. Okay, so let's say I want to write curly letters. Okay, so let's say I don't have this package. And say I want to write curly letters. Okay, so I'm going to write curly letters by using math CR. Okay. Okay, let's run this code. Now I don't have this package in my document. Okay, so I'm going to run this code. See, this is not what I want. I want to write curly letters. Now I'm going to apply this package to my document. Let's see. See, now I get curly letters. Okay, so this package provides extra fonts to our document. Okay, so then I'm going to talk about NetBeep package. Use package NetBeep. Okay, so with the help of this package, we can create bibliography. Okay, so to add bibliography to our document, we must include this NetBeep package. Okay, so then I'm going to talk about truncate package. I apply this truncate package by using use package command. Okay, so if your text is too wide to fit in your document, then we use this truncate package. Let's try a simple example. Okay, so I'm going to copy this sentence. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to write this code. Let's say truncate. I'm going to apply my sentence here, and I'm going to give my width as 122 point. Okay, let's see how it looks like. See, this is how it looks like. If your text is too wide to fit in a document, then we can use this truncate package. Okay, so we use this to fit text to your document if it is too wide. Okay, so then I'm going to talk about this package, geometry package. This package controls dimension of your document. It controls the page setting, page numbering, margins. So this geometry package controls dimension of your document. Okay, so all right, so this is all about packages. If you want to add figures to your document, you can use graphics package. Okay, so likewise, you can create your packages. Okay, so for this article, I'm going to need these packages. If you closely look at these packages, these three packages have extra argument. Numbers, width, and margin is equal to 2 centimeters. So what is the meaning of these numbers? Actually, this is an optional argument. Let's see this citation. See, this is 10. So we use this NatBib package to add bibliography to our document. So we can cite it as a number by using this command. Okay, so to truncate package, we use optional argument as fit because we don't want to harm our document. Therefore, we use this fit command. If we want to add this, we can apply it automatically. Okay, so then I set my margin is equal to 2 centimeters by giving this optional argument. Okay, so this is all about packages. Now I think you have some idea about packages. Okay, so let's move on to custom command. But today I'm not gonna explain this custom command. You will learn it future. Okay, so let's move on to theorem environment. Okay, so to create some theorems, we're gonna need to apply this theorem environment to our document. Okay, so you can see into this document, we apply theorem, corollaries, lemmas, claim, proposition, question, conjecture. And also we apply definition, example, notation, and exercise. To apply all of these things, we should create this environment. Okay, so in this section, I'm going to talk about these things. First, I will explain how to create basic theorems. Then I'm going to explain how to create numbered theorem and unnumbered theorem. After that, I'm going to talk about theorem styles. Finally, I will talk about proofs. Okay, so let's start with basic theorem. Okay, so first of all, you need to add AMS theorem package to your document. To create theorem environment, first you need to add AMS theorem package to your document. We already add that package. Okay, so we can create theorem environment in our document by giving this new theorem command. And that command contains these two parameters. All these two parameters are required parameters. First parameter is the name we gonna write in our text. And the second parameter is the word we want to print in our document. Okay, so let's try a simple example and try to clarify this idea. Okay, so now I'm gonna write theorem environment. Okay, so let's say I want to write a theorem. Therefore, I should create theorem environment for theorem. So I apply it by giving new theorem command. Okay, so let's say I want to write a theorem. So I want to appear in my text as like this theorem, and I want to print it like this. Okay, so let's add a theorem to our document. Okay. So I can apply a theorem to my document by giving command begin theorem, because I already applied this AMS theorem package to my document. Therefore, I can simply write begin theorem to in my document. Begin theorem. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is what I want to write in my text. Okay, see, this is correspond to this argument. Okay, so let's write this is a theorem. Okay, so let's see what happens. See, this looks like this. Okay, this is your theorem. Let's say I want to write another theorem, so I can give I can write my theorem by giving begin theorem command. Okay. This is another theorem. So I'm going to compile it. See, it is theorem 2. Since this is theorem 1, this is theorem 2. Okay, so let's say I want to create a definition. Then I should add that definition environment to my document. So I'm going to add this environment by giving new theorem command. New theorem. So I want to write in text as this. Like definition, and I want to appear in my article like this. Okay, so let's write the definition by giving begin definition command. Okay, so I'm gonna write this is a definition. Okay, so I'm gonna compile this. Let's see how it looks like. See, it is definition 1. Okay, so likewise, we can create theorem, definition, corollaries, claims, all of these things. Let's say I'm going to change this text parameter like this, my DFN, and I'm going to compile it. Let's see what happens. See, this is not what I want, and there are errors. So if I change this parameter, I should change this parameter. So because this parameter is what I want to write in this text. So I want to change this definition as my DFN. Okay. And I want to change this one is also my DFN. Okay, so let's run this. See, now it looks like what we want. Okay, so I'm going to use definition command because I'm familiar with that. Okay, so all right, so this is how we're going to create basic theorem in our document. Okay, now I'm going to talk about numbered theorem. Okay, so this is how we generate numbered theorem. It contains 3 parameters. First one is name we're gonna include in our text, and second one is what we want to print in our text, and we're gonna number it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's move on to our article. So this article contains, if you look at this side, you can see this article contains definition 2.1, definition 2.2, definition 2.3, theorem 2.1. So what is this 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 mean? Actually, this says this is the first definition that appears in second section, and this is the second definition that appears in this second section. So how can we create this type of definitions? For that, we're gonna need this command, new theorem, with these three parameters. First one is the text we're gonna include in our text, and the second parameter is the text we want to print in our document, and third one is how we're gonna number it. I'm gonna number it by sections. Okay, so let's write a simple example. Okay, I'm gonna erase all of these things. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna create a theorem environment by giving new theorem command. Okay, so I want to write theorem, and I want to print it like this. And I'm going to number it by section. Okay, so in my document, it does not contain any section. So I'm going to apply some sections to my document. Okay, so section, let's say introduction. And okay, so I'm going to create another section. Let's say main results. Okay, so I'm going to apply these things in my section 1. Okay, so let's say I want to write a definition. It's also said, then I'm going to change new theorem. I want to write a definition, so I'm going to, it appears in my text like this, definition, and I want to print it like this, and I'm going to number it by sections. Okay, so let's compile this. What happened, guys? Yeah, theorem, new theorem command. What is this error? Oh, sections. Okay, so see, now I get theorem 1.1, theorem 1.2, definition 1.1. Likewise, I can include any definition, theorem, proposition, or corollaries by giving this command. So in this situation, I'm going to number it by section. Okay, so let's move on. Now I'm going to talk about unnumbered. Sorry. Okay, unnumbered theorem. So this is how we're going to write unnumbered theorem. For that, we're going to need this command, new theorem star command. Okay, so let's try this. So since this is unnumbered theorems, I don't need to number it. So I'm going to erase this section part, this additional argument, and I'm going to add star mark to my new theorem command. Okay, so let's run this. Let's see how it looks like. See, it looks like this. These are unnumbered theorems. So now you know how to write basic theorem, how to write numbered theorem, how to write unnumbered theorem. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about this theorem style. Actually, this theorem style provide the environment, make the environment of your theorem. We normally use plain style to write theorems and definition style to write definitions. So, okay, so if you look, sorry, if you look at this article, to write these theorems, corollaries, lemmas, claim, proposition, we use theorem style called plain. And to write definitions, example, notation, and exercise, we use the theorem style definition. Okay, so you can use this theorem style to create professional look article. Okay, so that's all about theorem style. So now I'm going to write proof. Since we already applied AMS theorem package to my document, I can simply write theorem by giving begin proof command. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna apply my proof to my document by giving command begin proof. Okay, so I'm gonna write this is my proof. Okay, so I'm gonna compile it. Let's see how it looks like. See, it looks like this. This is my proof. Then the word proof, write like this way. It is write in italic, and we automatically get this QED symbol. Okay, so this is how we write proof. Okay, so now I think you have some idea about how to write theorems, how to write basic theorems, numbered theorem, unnumbered theorem, and how to work with theorem style and how to write proof. Okay, so if you look at these theorems, you can see when we write in these corollaries, preposition, these things appear like this. In this situation, we number these preposition by theorems, not section. Normally, we numbered theorem by using sections, and we numbered preposition, corollaries, lemmas, all of these things by according to theorem. Okay, so let's create a proposition. Let's say I want to write numbered theorems and definition. So I'm gonna add sections, section argument. For this, I'm gonna add section argument. And let's say I want to write a proposition. So I use new theorem command, new theorem, and I want to write in my text as proposition. And I want to appear in my text as like this. And I'm going to number it by theorem. Okay, so now I'm going to add a theorem to my document. Okay, so here I'm going to add my preposition by giving command begin preposition. And I'm going to write this is my proposition. Okay, so I'm going to compile it. Let's see what happened. Okay, I write it as new command. I want to write it new theorem. Okay. See, it is preposition 2.1. So this is in second section. Let's say I want to write this in first section. So begin theorem, begin proposition. This is proposition. So this is preposition 1.3 because we number it by theorems. This is theorem 1.1, this is theorem 1.2. Therefore, this is gonna be a preposition 1.3. Okay, so this is how we create professional look article. Okay, so I think now you have idea about this. So we numbered preposition, lemmas, claims, according to theorem. Okay, so that's all about theorem. So let's move on to the body of my document. Okay, so we start our document by giving command begin document. So okay guys, now I'm going to erase all of these things. Okay, so now we can create our document by giving begin document command. Okay, so in title information, we should include title, author, and date. Okay, to print this title information in your text, we should give this make title command. Okay, you can see here in our article, this is our title information. So this is the title of my article, and this is the name of the author, and here I don't use a date. So if you want, you can use a date. And to print this, we should give this command make title. Okay, so let's try a simple example. So I'm gonna make title by giving title information. Title, let's say my first article. Okay, so I add the title, then I'm gonna add author by giving author command. Okay, so I'm gonna write my name Vindhya, and then I'm gonna add date by giving date command. Okay, so let's say I want to add today, so I'm gonna write today. Okay, so let's run this code and see what happens. See, this is not compiling because I didn't give the command make title. Okay, so I should give command make title. Okay, so let's run this code. See, now I get this. Okay, if you don't want to write date, you can remove it. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so now we know how to make title information. Okay, this part should come to okay, so now I'm going to talk about abstract. Okay, so actually abstract is a short summary of your article. Since we name our document as article, we create document class as an article. Therefore, we can simply create our abstract by giving begin abstract command, because this article template automatically contain these things. Okay, so I can create my abstract by giving begin abstract command. Okay, so I'm gonna write, no, I'm gonna copy this abstract and I'm gonna add this here. Okay, so I'm gonna compile this. See, this is how it looks like. I can simply apply this abstract to my document by giving begin abstract command. Okay, so then let's move on to sections. Okay, so let's move on to section. If you look at this article, you can see I use so many sections in this article. So this section is for introduction, and this section is for main results. Like this article contain, I think, 6 sections. So I can create this section by giving section command. Okay, it contains 7 sections. So I can create sections by giving command sections. Okay, section. Okay, so first I'm going to write introduction. Okay, so I'm going to add my introduction to this document. Let's say I'm going to choose this paragraph. Okay, and I'm going to add this. See, this is how it looks like. Say I want to add another section, then I'm going to add section command, and I'm going to name it as main results. Okay, then I'm going to this text, and I'm going to select this. Okay, I'm going to add this in my document, and I'm going to compile it. Okay, so this is another section. Let's say you want to write subsection. So you can simply write subsection by giving command subsection. Okay, so let's say I want to write process. Okay, so say I'm gonna take this text and I'm gonna apply here. See, this is how we add subsection. So this is section 2. The subsection is subsection 2.1. Likewise, you can apply subsection to your document by giving command subsection. Okay, so let's name it as let's subsection. Okay. I'm gonna take this text. See, this is how it looks like. So we create subsection like this. So this is subsection 2.5. This is subsection 2.1.1. Okay, so now I think you have an idea about creating sections. Okay, so let's move on to references. Okay, all right. Okay, so when we're talking about references, we can create references by using two methods. First one is simple method and second one is BibTeX method. Okay, first I'm going to talk about this simple method. By using this simple method, we can manually create our bibliography. Okay, for that, we're going to need the bibliography environment. Okay, so if we create this bibliography environment, it contains these two parameters. So first one is the bibliography. Second one is number of entries you're going to add to this bibliography references. Okay, so we can simply write this bibliography by using this bib item command. So you can apply your bibliography here and you can identify your bibliography by this parameter. Okay, so let's try simple example. Okay, so I'm going to try simple example. So now I'm going to write my references by using basic simple method. So for that, I should create the bibliography environment. So I'm going to write begin the bibliography. Okay, so then you automatically get these codes. So let's see this article. This article contains 30 references. That means 2-digit references. Okay, so I'm going to apply this argument as 99. Okay, or also you can apply 11. You want to apply 2-digit number for this because we're going to use 2-digit number of references. Okay, so then let's say I want to add this reference to my document. Since I'm gonna manually create these things, I can copy this reference and I'm gonna apply here. Sorry guys, I'm gonna apply it here and I'm gonna label it by this name, Anderson. Okay, so and I'm gonna compile this. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, see, it appears like this. Okay, so now talk about the citation part. Let's say you want to cite this, so you can simply write cite command and you should cite. So what we're gonna add to this identifier, since we already labeled this bibliography as Anderson, I can cite this as Anderson. So okay, so I add this identifier as Anderson. Then I'm going to compile it. So, what happened? Yeah, see, you get this command. You get this reference number. Let's say I want to write another reference, so I can use this command bib item and not this one, bib item, this command. Let's say I want to write this one, so I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna apply this here, and I'm gonna identify it by Cantor. Okay, oh sorry, I'm gonna identify it, label it like this. Okay, so this is my second reference. So let's say I want to cite this. I'm gonna cite this here. I'm gonna cite. I'm gonna give cite command and I'm gonna add my identifier, Cantor. See, it looked like this. I add my reference. So this is how we create manually create bibliography by using by manual method. Okay, so let's move on to BibTeX method. Okay, so for this method, we're going to use these two commands. First one is bibliography style. Second one is bibliography. So this bibliography style supply bibliography environment to your document. Normally we use plain style, and this bibliography command supplies your bibliography information to your document. Okay, so for that, when we are using this BibTeX method, we should create our own personal database of reference. Okay, so for that, I'm gonna use Google Scholar or any other citation resource. Okay, so now I'm gonna create my personal database. Okay, so I'm gonna search Google Scholar. Okay, so this is Google Scholar, and you can write any topic. So I'm going to write topological complexity. Okay, so then you get this long list. Okay, so I'm going to select this first one and I'm going to click this comma mark. Then you get this window. Okay, so in this window you select this BibTeX. Okay, so then you get this text file, and this text file has this reference information or bibliography information. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm go to my main text, and I'm gonna create a new file. Okay, let's say my bib file, and I should use extension as bib. Okay, for this file I use my bib file like this, and I'm gonna create it. Okay, see, it looks like this, and I'm gonna add my reference information in this new file, this bib file. Okay, so now I apply my bibliography information to my document. Let's see how I gonna use it. First, I need to add bibliography style. For that, I'm gonna use bibliography style command. Okay, so this is bibliography style. We normally use plain style. To create a professional look article, we use plain style. Okay, so now I'm going to add my bibliography file to my document. For that, I'm going to use bibliography command. Okay, so I already create my file, my bib file. So I'm going to add this my bib file. Okay, so now I create my bibliography. Okay, so I'm going to erase these citations. Okay, so let's talk about the citation part. Okay, so as I said earlier, we can simply cite our document by giving command, our bibliography by giving command cite. Okay, so what is the identifier? Okay, so to find the identifier, we should go to our my bib file. Okay, so this is our identifier. Okay, I'm gonna copy this, and again I come to my main text, and I'm gonna add this identifier. Okay, so let's compile it. See, this is how it looks like. If we add this citation, we automatically get our reference. Okay, let's say I don't add this citation, and I'm gonna compile this. See, now it does not appear. To appear it, we should cite. Okay, okay, so this looks like this. Let's say I want to write another bibliography reference information. For that, I'm again go to my Google Scholar, and let's select this second one. I'm going to click this comma mark, then I'm going to get this window. In this window, I'm select this bibtech, then I get okay this text file, and I'm gonna copy this bibliography information, and again I come to my main text, and I go to my bib file, and I'm gonna copy this bibliography environment. Okay, so then again I come to my main text. So we already add this bib file to my document, so therefore we no need to add each and everything in this by using this bibtech method. So let's say we want to cite this by using cite command. To find our identifier, we all again should go to this my bib file, and this is my identifier. Then I'm going to copy it. Then I come to main text. Then I'm going to add this. Okay, so we create second reference and we cite. Okay, so this is how we're going to create bibliography by using bibtech method. Okay, so I think now you have a small simple idea about working with this bibtech method and simple method. So far in this workshop today, we learned about how to set up an article. So first we talked about document class, then we talked about document preamble. In the document preamble, we talked about packages, commands, and theorem environment. And then we talked about in theorem environment, we talk about how to create basic theorem and numbered theorem and unnumbered theorem, and how to create proof. And after that, we start our document by giving begin document command, and I say what you want to print in your document, you should write in between this begin document and end document. And after that, we include then we create our document by applying theorem in title information, abstract, sections, and reference. Finally, we talked about references. Okay, so in these references, we talked about how to add references by using simple method and how to add references by BibTeX method. Okay, so now I think you have some idea about how to create this type of document. Okay, so this is the end of my work. So if you have any question, you can ask now.